Hey, Upper Saucon, it is July 1st, 2026, and this is your July market update for Upper Saucon Township. So, there has been a lot of activity within the township within the last month. So, all of this data is for the month of June. I'm going to remind you again that this is for Upper Saucon Township only. This does not include the borough of Coopersburg, that is a separate municipality. So there's a few pieces of data here that I want to go through with you, but when I do these market updates, I don't just want to give you statistics. I actually want to explain what the statistic means and how it relates to you as a homeowner. So the first thing that I want to point out to you is days on market. So within these are all closed properties. So all of these properties sold between June 1st and June 30th. So the first thing that you're going to notice is that the average days on market within the township, across all property types, is 28 days. So right off the bat, that's a very good number. It means that inventory is moving, which is good. But if you look through this list, you're going to see there's a few outliers. So there's a few houses that sat for a lot longer, for a variety of different reasons. So if you actually look at the median days on market, it's a more accurate assessment in the sense that it sort of removes the outliers from the scenario, and that puts you at actually 7 days on the market. So that means that the market is very good for sellers right now in Upper Saucon. Houses are moving quickly. So there are, like I said, there are a few outliers. There's a few, sometimes things sit for different reasons. It's really important that you um, both price correctly, but have a marketing plan specific to that house. And the combination of those two factors is what really creates buyer urgency and moves a house so that it doesn't end up sitting. But the fact that the median is 7 and the average is 28, this indicates to me that houses are moving. So if you launch your house correctly and you are in Upper Saucon Township, your house is going to move. So that's really important. That's one of the key takeaways for this month. Now it is June, so it's also the time of year is excellent. There's a lot of buyers looking. A lot of buyers want to be in Upper Saucon Township. They want to be in Southern Lehigh School District, and you're seeing that reflected in this data. So the buyers are out there. The other thing I want to point out to you is the average sale price compared to the listing price. So you're going to see that on average, houses are selling for 101.2% of the asking price. That means that on average, houses are selling for over asking. The minimum was 91%, which is still pretty close to asking. That's still a decent price. And the maximum was 118.5%, which means that house went 18.5% over their asking price, which is very high. But on average, houses are moving quickly and they're selling for more than the asking price. So if you're a homeowner in Upper Saucon Township and you're thinking about selling, this indicates to you as a homeowner that right now the market is very good for you as a seller. And you'll most likely be able to secure a very good price and favorable terms for the sale of your property. So, those are two of the key metrics I like to look at every month. It gives us a good idea of what's going on. The average sale price right now is 757. Um, that we don't want to put too much weight on because this, like I said, there's 24 properties that sold in the last month, and it's across all property types. So you have newer houses, older houses, larger houses, smaller houses. There's a very big range. You could see that the house is sold between 300,000 and 1.6 million. So that's a huge range. So the average doesn't really mean too much. Um, but if you've lived in Upper Saucon Township for a very long time, the fact that the average is 757, it has escalated dramatically over the last 5 to 10 years. Even just 5 years ago, it was way less than that. And I'm sure that if you've lived here, you can see that happening. Upper Saucon is a township where like I said, a lot of buyers want to live, and it's very competitive market. So, just another interesting piece of data. So there are a lot of houses here, so I'm not going to break down all of them. Um, but Upper Saucon, like I said in my last video, it's good because there's a very wide variety of housing options to choose from. So you have your more affordable entry points like the smaller or older single family detached homes. You have townhomes, which is more of an entry level price point. And then you have on the other end, you have very large estate style homes that go well over $1 million in various neighborhoods and various sections of the township. And there's a lot of in between houses as well. There's a lot of just average, nice single family homes for buyers to choose from. So, really, a buyer in almost any price point um, has the option to look at housing within the township, various types of housing, depending on what their budget is. So, that's just another point that I wanted to make. Now, I want to show you something on my main website, nickgsellspa.com, because I put together a lot of resources for sellers in Upper Saucon Township. And so this is my main website, and there's a lot of stuff on the website. I'm not going to go through all of it right now for the market update, but I just want to show you if you're a seller in Upper Saucon Township. I have a few videos here you could watch. Also, you could check out my YouTube channel. I have a lot of videos on there all the time. The market updates will be posted right on the homepage. Every month they'll be updated. The older updates are here in the library, so you could check that out. But this is the section I really want to show you. So these are all articles that I've written, and they're specifically for Upper Saucon Township real estate. So these articles relate specifically to this township. And if you're a homeowner, even if you're not thinking about selling, I would recommend checking these out. Come back every week and look, or periodically and look. New articles are posted every week. And these are topics that are going to answer questions that you have before you even ask them. So it's a really good resource. So just for example, the one of the articles I posted on Monday, what a smart pre-listing strategy actually looks like. This is highly relevant to homeowners, especially if you're thinking about selling anytime in the near future. Related to that, the week before, how to create demand before your home hits the market. Very good article, a lot of really good information. Um, Questions to ask before hiring a listing agent that matter. This is a very important one. Who you list your house with 100% affects the outcome, and you need to make sure that you're interviewing your agent, asking the right questions. So, and those are just a few examples. If you go back, you'll see there's tons and tons of content on here. Between this and my YouTube channel and my social media pages, you're going to find a lot of resources that are there to just help guide you and help inform you and educate and give you good information. And the other thing that you might want to check out is my neighborhood sites. I have one for Valley Green and one for Sunrise Valley. So those are specific to those subdivisions. They have their own sets of resources as well. Um, but I also have an Upper Saucon Township seller guide, and I would recommend checking that out as well because that's a very valuable resource that has a lot of really good information on it. So feel free to check my website out. Come back often for updates. Check these articles out. They're filled with information you're probably going to find very useful. And if you ever have any questions on the market or just want to discuss the market, you could feel free to call or text me anytime. I live right in the township, and I track what's going on here very closely. So, but the takeaway for this month is similar to last month. Houses are selling quickly. They're selling for on average over asking, and it's a good seller's market in Upper Saucon Township right now. So that is it for our July market update, and I will see you back here on August 1st.